TIFU by accidentally creating a scenario parents warn their daughters about. This happened about 2 years ago. My son was about 6 months old, and we're working on sleep training. This night, my wife is exhausted and not coping with little one's reluctance to sleep. So I decide to take him for a drive, give mom some rest, and he'll sleep in the car. It's probably around 11 p.m. at this point. I decide to drive through a national park close to our home. Inside the park there's only one road in and out. No artificial lighting, even moonlight doesn't penetrate well below the tree canopy, and no phone signal throughout. Not many vehicles travel through at night. It's the place where people can go missing and it could take days to find them. Driving through the park, son is asleep. A dog runs towards the car and I manage to stop in time. Car is stopped in the middle of the lane. Hazard lights are on, and the dog has disappeared from my view. Open the door, and dog tries to jump in the car. I grab it by the collar to stop it. I surmise the dog is domesticated, and has been left behind accidentally. Hence it running toward the first car it saw. So I'm not letting this strange dog into my car with my sleeping baby. I don't have a lead to tie the dog down with, or a cargo barrier to restrain it. Not happening. Similarly, I'm not keen on abandoning it again as it'll probably die. Whilst I'm trying to figure out what to do, a car arrives in the opposite direction. I'm pretty sleep-deprived myself and not really thinking clearly. The scene is now. My car stopped in one lane. Me crouching in the other lane holding a dog by the collar which is struggling against me, effectively blocking both lanes of traffic on a stretch of road that's not easy to turn around. It's pitch black outside the headlights. I'm now yelling at this car to come to me. I get no response, so I'm gesturing vividly, "Come here." This goes on for about 10 minutes. I'm getting frustrated, I'm not getting a response. Thinking, why won't they help me? The dog's getting agitated too. Maybe 'cause I wouldn't let it into my car. The driver of the other vehicle appears. She's a late teens, early 20s woman who's driving alone. For some reason I keep yelling at her to come closer to me. Remember, sleep deprived, and she rightfully refuses. This goes on for another 5 to 10 minutes before she yells back, "What do you want?" Quote. My brain finally reacts enough to tell her I wanted her to take the dog to a shelter, as I've got a baby in my car and didn't want to risk it with a strange dog. She asks me to bring the dog to her. As I get closer I notice she's holding a knife. For some reason this doesn't appear odd at all. She opens the back door and I lead the dog into her car. Pause for a second to grumble "thank you," then get back into my car, briefly check on the little guy, and continue on. It didn't occur to me until the next day that I must have scared the crap out of her. Enough that she found a knife to defend herself if needed. A bearded guy, wearing a singlet showing tattoos, holding a dog back as it struggles, yelling at her to come to me, blocking both lanes of traffic in the middle of the night, in a place where she couldn't have called for help if she wanted to. I could have handled that a lot better. Edit. To clarify, a singlet is a sleeveless top, not a wrestling outfit. https://cambridge.org/amp/english/singled. Thanks for the silver and other awards. TLDR. Accidentally scared the crap out of a young woman by blocking her vehicle in a dark forest, with no phone reception, holding an aggressive-looking dog, to the point where she retrieved a knife to defend herself. Plot twist. It was her dog and she had intentionally let it out so that it will stop a car and she will kill whoever stops with a knife, but you seemed strong enough that she didn't try. You'll see her on RA talking about a really scary time she was alone in the forest and a ravening lunatic pawns a dog on her. But that dog is now her best friend and they eat yogurt together or whatever. I mean, she could have said no to taking the dog, But the thing is, she's not gonna say no because of the implication. No, I don't go to parks anymore. Not since the last time. I was driving home and this man was standing in the road. Car doors open, holding his dog. He started yelling at me and staring me down, and finally dragged his dog to my car, shoved it in, and told me he had a newborn. I got the hell out of there before he tried to put it in my car too. Quote, I didn't know where this was going, but holy shit, my sides hurt. OMG, how horrifying. Hopefully she is on Reddit and reads this for reassurance. I am a 25-year-old man and I would have hightailed out of there tears of joy.
Speech 0.
Plot twist. She was a serial killer. Had just buried her last victim, and was freaked out because she thought you knew. The knife was the murder weapon. The dog, her victims. The reason she waited so long? She was debating whether or not to kill you, but she was afraid the dog would get aggressive. And she noticed the baby in your car and figured that means someone would come looking for you and the baby soon. I kind of doubt this exchange took between 10 to 20 minutes. That's a long freaking time to keep telling someone, come here. Enough that she found a knife to defend herself if needed. She was a woman alone at night. She didn't find a knife. She carries that on her for that reason. So, I'm American and I'm guessing a singlet to you is not a wrestling and weightlifting uniform. Unless you were really driving around at night in the woods wearing a tight spandex suit with a child. Then I have additional questions. A bearded guy, wearing a singlet showing tattoos, holding a dog back as it struggles, yelling at her to come to me. Excuse me if this has been addressed, but wearing a singlet? Really? And you didn't think you might freak her out? There's sleep deprived, and then there's expecting a total stranger to accommodate you like this was normal. Wow, I was really bracing for a Vaction-style end for that dog. Am I the only one thinking he shouldn't be driving around at night in the middle of nowhere with his baby, if he's that fucking sleep deprived? To spend 20 minutes yelling at a stranger to take this random-ass dog while he blocks the road, and thinks nothing of her brandishing a knife while he's occupied with a dog, and think it's normal? LMAO, the story was way funnier when you were dressed like a wrestler. U.S. East Coast. Vernacular. Muscle shirt equals looks like a regular crew neck t-shirt only without the sleeves. Tank top equals t-shirt that shows a lot of torso compared to a crew neck t-shirt. Deep neckline and very wide holes the arms go through. Wife beater equals specifically thin white and longitudinally. SP. Ribbed tank top. Almost see-through. Stained with stale beer and lost hope. Singlet. I don't fracking know. A singlet? A thing wrestlers wear? Lol, yeah, guys don't usually think of that stuff. You really gave her a story though.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.